Welcome to Unleash Your Audacious Confidence on Win-Win Women TV. This show is all about sharing the tips, tools, and techniques that will allow you to step boldly in the direction of your dreams despite your feelings, fears, or past failures. To imagine what's possible for yourself and live the life you deserve. Well, hello, and welcome to this episode of Unleash Your Audacious Confidence here on Win-Win Women TV. I'm your host, Alicia Couri, and I am so thrilled to have you here. We have an amazing show for you today. My guest is just awesome, but before I bring her up, I want to just share with you a couple of things. First of all, if you've not been to winwinwomen.tv before, I encourage you to go over there and check it out. And we have so many different shows, show hosts, topics. I mean, there is a multitude of information and entertainment there for you that, and it's for you, women. It's for us. So I encourage you to go check it out. The other thing that I wanted to share with you is the opportunity to connect with me, work with me. If you go to alicia360.com, alicia360.com, you'll find every opportunity that you can to connect with me. And while you're there, you can download the free gift. You'll see it right there. It says free gift, our free gift of the 7 secrets to audacious confidence. 7 secrets to audacious confidence. It's yours for free. Just go ahead and go to alicia360.com. and you can have it. And on this show, I often bring in the secrets, and I think I'm going to talk about one of them today because our topic today is you are a gift. Share your brilliance with the world. So I am going to invite to the show our brilliant guest, Dr. Shelley Plumb, and we're going to have a conversation about this topic. Come on in, Dr. Shelley.
Hello, how are you?
Hi.
I'm so excited to be here.
I know. We're so excited to be here and to talk together that we almost missed our call time.
We did. We never have a shortage of things to say.
Listen, we've been friends now for several years.
Yes.
And she's been such a great support. And I really love this woman. She has a spectacular story, and that's the reason she's here. Not just because she's my friend, I mean, there's that, but she's not here just to be my friend. She's here because of her journey, I believe is going to be impactful, especially as we're talking about confidence and building confidence, because she was in a profession, making good money, enjoyed what she did. Everybody, she built her network, built up a really successful business, but there was something tugging and yearning, right? And so I'm going to turn it over to her to share a little bit about her journey. And Shelley, as you're talking about your journey, I want you to share with them, what does it mean when you say you are a gift? So if you wanted to start with that and then go into your journey, you're free to do that, or however you want to share. Floor is yours.
You are a gift. I want everyone to really think about that. I really want them to sit with it and really digest it in their mind. You are a gift. What does that mean to you? And the reason I ask that is that question through much of my life, I didn't ask myself. I didn't ask myself, what is my gift? Mm-hmm. And I realized later in life that I really should have been asking that. And thank you, Alicia, for that introduction. And in college, I'll go back to my college days real quickly. I started out in college as a communication major. I was working for a television station, writing promos, doing video. It made my heart sing, right? I just absolutely loved it. But little birds were talking to my ear, my counselor, my family, oh, that's not the profession for you. Somehow I got routed down the rabbit hole of medicine.
Yeah, because there's no money in that. There's no money in that. What
money
kind of
in that,
career are
but
you going to have in
that's what,
television?
and that's the reputable profession. And I was young, I was influential, as you know, and I did it. I went down that, and I became
Yeah.
a surgeon, a podiatric surgeon. I did foot and ankle surgery for 18 years, was very good at it. But I can tell you that, and Alicia, I know you know this, but there was a time in my life, and many of you might be able to relate to that, where I hit a deep, dark moment in my life where I was going through a divorce and I just hit rock bottom. It was a depressing, I didn't know which way to turn. And I remember standing up and looking at myself in the mirror one morning, and I was just tears streaming down my face. And, I asked myself, when was the last time I was happy? And
Oh,
when it was, Alicia, it was way back when I was working for that television station.
yeah.
And so I realized right then and there that working with video, working with people on camera, all of the things that I'm doing now, I transitioned, little by little. I decreased the doctoring, I increased the production. I'm now a full-time producer, and I am loving it.
Yes.
Absolutely loving it.
And what a shift, right?
Oh,
From
yeah.
surgeon to producer.
Uh,
Like there is no way to connect those two
No,
things.
and I'll tell you, I mean, and I realized at that point, because that was my gift. That is my gift, right? And I had, even making the transition, so much negativity that I had to overcome. People thought,
From
because of the
others.
drastic change, they thought I was crazy.
Absolutely. It's like you're doing what now? Wow,
Yeah,
you're giving up surgery to do what? Isn't that crazy?
no,
And
it was.
as just as you were saying, as teenagers, we're impressionable, and the adults in our lives, we look up to them to really guide us, the counselors, the parents, and without asking ourselves or understanding what our gifts are, we end up following their advice.
That is true.
The one of the things that I'm doing, and I don't really want to date this, but there's something with Colby. So I'm a Colby certified consultant, and we do something called Strengths Week every year.
Ah,
And it's an opportunity for people to really discover what their innate brain strengths are, the things that are wired in your brain from birth. And so I decided to be youth certified in Colby just so that I can bring this instrument, this tool, this way of understanding your brain a lot better to the youth of our church, so that the youth can understand earlier in life that what their gifts are, how their brain is wired to problem solve and strive. Because especially if you have a child like I was that struggled in traditional school,
mhm.
I was not made for traditional school because I was a talker. I didn't pay attention, according to teachers, I didn't pay attention in school. I was a dreamer. I was, all the things that you need to buckle down and do your
I
work.
was too. I can
I'm a
relate to
dreamer. And
that.
so it creates stress in your brain when you have to do things in a very specific way that school
Mhm.
is requiring you to do. And so I was not that A student because I couldn't follow things like that. I
Right.
was always trying to disrupt, which is one of my gifts too, disrupting. I was always trying to disrupt the status quo and change things around. But that was a gift that I had. It was just misappropriated in school. And so I was just thinking, as you were saying that at that age, when they're impressionable, it's important for them to ask that question:
Mm.
what is my gift? And
Yeah.
how is my gift going to serve the world? Because my thoughts were, I ain't got nothing. I got nothing.
You know what? A lot of people had,
That's
and
what they believe. I got nothing.
yeah, I mean, and that there is part of the problem. And, a lot of people too, that, in myself included, I knew deep down that I did have a gift. But there was resistance there in bringing it out
Because
because
nobody wanted to hear your gift, Shelley. They
no,
wanted you to go to
nobody.
doctors. They wanted you to go to doctor school. Nobody wanted to hear the
No, they don't. Yeah, they don't want to have to do it. And I, didn't want to feel like I was bragging but I realize now it wasn't that because for me, I realize now, and when I was at that deep, dark moment, rock bottom part of my life, is that my gift or your gift or anybody's gift is more than just that. It is a spark. It is a light. It is something that if you foster it and you grow it and you blow a little air on it, it will just blossom. And what does light do? You walk around and you're going to light up the world.
it
And
dispels darkness.
oh, you know what? Because there is too much darkness in this world. And I have made it my mission, and I know your mission is so similar, right? It's our mission to flood the airwaves with positive, wonderful material and programming that is going to, because that's your gift. I know that, and to light up that world.
Yes. And being someone who was afraid of my own voice, like I didn't think I had a voice or anything to share. The thing, I want to say two things about that. And then I know you have three tips that you want to share. But the thing that either you struggled with most of your life or the thing that came so naturally for you are those are the things that you really need to explore because both things happened to me. Like I struggled with my confidence and using my voice
Yes.
because I was told so many times that I was dumb or stupid or good for nothing or all the negative things that I started believing myself. So that's one clue that there's something about me that the enemy is trying to keep down and trying to steal my voice about. And then the second thing was talking to people was easy for me. Being out there was easy. It's not something that I love doing. Like I could hide in a hole for weeks and I'm fine by myself, but I don't need to be the center of attention to get energy, but I can easily flow in that space of attention, if that makes sense. Like I don't need
Totally makes
I
sense.
don't crave it and I don't seek it out, but once I'm in it, it finds me. And so that was something very easy. I made friends easily. People gravitated to me easily. It wasn't, like you said, a bragging thing. It was just something that happened. And so when you start paying attention to those things, oh, yeah, I can make friends easily. People trust me quickly.
Sure.
Start looking. Those things are gifts.
Yes.
Those things, but it's how are you now going to take those gifts and use them for the good of others?
Right, right. And you know what? I'll tell you, even now, there is times when I will slip a little bit and not be expressing my gifts like I probably should. But I've come to learn that when I feel every single time, I'll share with you, every single time that I start slipping and I'm not utilizing that gifts and lighting up the world, so to speak, I feel resistance in my heart. I don't know if you can relate to that. I feel like something is just not right. Like I'm not being true to myself. Do you ever feel
Yeah,
like that?
I know what you feel. Yeah, I know and it comes with people pleasing. It comes with doing something for someone else, even though you really don't feel like it, or but you feel like you have to.
Sure.
That's when you start feeling that little twinge of ugh.
Yeah.
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 That's
No.
why one of the secrets that I have. So okay, I'm going to talk about two different of the secrets. The secrets to audacious confidence is learning how to say yes and how to say no. Like when is it right? You have to know instinctively what that feels like in your body, what a yes feels like and what a no feels like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
So you have to actually consciously put yourself in your body. Of when something doesn't feel right. You know exactly if it's in your stomach, you feel it. If it's in your chest, if it's in your head, you know what it feels like. I
Right.
know anytime I get stressed out, my neck here, it's
Uh-huh.
stiffening up, and I start getting pain in my neck. Anytime I have a pain in my neck, it's emotional.
Oh
It's
my goodness.
something either I have fear around, uncertainty around, or I'm doing it. It's not what I'm supposed to be doing. And so then I could start examining, well, what do I have coming up, or what did I say yes to? Like what is,
Yes, yes. It's
if
so
I
funny because I interviewed a woman the other day and we were talking about the concept of no. And she said something that I'm like, wow, I am going to use that. She says sometimes no is a very delicious word. And
Oh
I
yeah.
was like, wow, that is so, so true. And honestly, I resonate with the people pleasing part of what you said, because that is, that will put water on your little spark
Mhm.
faster than anything, because you're not able to really express your true self
And
sometimes.
we're groomed as young girls to be people pleasers. I'm
Yes,
sorry, we are. We have been, especially our generation. Uh,
right.
newer generations, I don't even know if that's the right expression, but like millennials, Gen Zs, they have more independence. They have more of, I'm not taking that. No, no, they
Yeah,
have more attitude with it.
right, right. But we
Because,
weren't
yeah,
so
because
much.
we were groomed to be wives, to be, like more or less subservient to someone else. So it was a different paradigm. So
Hmm.
learning to say no is a little bit more of a challenge for us to shift that paradigm.
Right.
And then the second secret I was going to share is your tags. I said it on our preview. So we do a preview for the show at 4 o'clock over on our YouTube channel. So if you're not part of our YouTube family, you need to join our YouTube. So go ahead to alicia360.com and you can join our YouTube channel from there and subscribe. But I talked about your talents, assets, gifts, and skills. Those are your tags. And so your gifts to me is something that you have that you give to others. It passes through you. So you have a gift and it passes through you. And I had so much trouble finding my gift because I used to say, I'm not like Michael Jackson. I can't sing. I'm not Madonna. I'm not a great dancer. I can dance, but I'm not like, like Paula Abdul. I'm not. So I looked to other people to compare them to me instead of
Mhm.
looking at what I had,
Right.
what I'm saying, right? You have to look at what you have and what lights you up, because
Yes.
then that is the thing that you're meant to share with the world.
Yeah, I love that you said, you know what, because that's what it is. That's what that spark is. That's what
Mhm.
you have to determine what lights you up. I love what you said about that, because that is, the first step in expressing your gifts and sharing you as a gift with the world is, first of all, identifying and recognizing and embracing the gift that you are. And a lot of people, myself included, sometimes have a hard time doing that.
Yeah. Even acknowledging that you are a gift,
Mhm.
right? If you've been abused or verbally, physically, mentally, if you have those negative feelings towards yourself, like I did, where you really thought that you were nothing and you didn't have anything to give to someone, that's where you have to start just identifying, I am a gift.
Yes.
I'm just in the wrong hands right now. I'm in the wrong place.
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong environment because nobody around here sees the gift.
Right, right.
That's,
And it goes back to, surrounding yourself with the right people, right?
yeah, absolutely.
And that took me a while, but I'm definitely there. I mean, look who I'm on with tonight.
Oh, God.
Amazing.
Listen, when I'm doing these shows,
My
I like
new
to come
hiking
out of my
partner
seat.
soon. No.
Yes. I'm like, I want to jump into the screen. I get so excited about doing these
Uh-huh.
shows and sharing and everything. So if you see me in my chair, like all fidgety, it's not because I'm just like, I'm trying to get out of my seat. Like if we were in a live audience, I'd probably be pouncing on people. So
Right. Me
So,
too. Me too.
so step number one is identifying the gift, that you are a gift, and kind of doing that soul searching part of it. What is tip number two that you
Well,
have?
I guess maybe there is four steps. I mean, identify definitely is the first step, is identifying, recognizing that you have that resistance, right? And identifying what your gift is. And the second step, and this helped me significantly, I really had to do a lot of meditation and soul searching. But a lot of times, if you have that spark that is your gift, there's a blanket over it. And
Mm,
that blanket, I equate to that blanket is nothing more than fear. We're a lot of times fearful of, if that comes off, what are people going to see? What am I going to do? It actually reminds me of a quote, and I apologize if I slaughter it, but it was Marianne Williamson.
Our
Her
greatest fear
our greatest fear. I
is
love
not
that quote. Our
that
greatest fear
we,
is
yeah,
that we are not inadequate. Our greatest fear is that we are powerful beyond
on
measure.
measure.
And I'm getting chills saying it because it seems a little strange to say that, but it's incredibly true. And in order for us to be a gift to other people and to express our gifts, we have to take that blanket off. And that blanket, we have to remove the fear. We have to not necessarily do away with fear, because fear, in my opinion, can be productive in some respects.
If it's
Um,
used wisely, like anything, if used wisely, it can serve
Absolutely.
you instead of
Right.
hold you back.
So that's the second step, is identifying and going through around, the fear.
And that
And
could be a real difficult process.
mm-hmm.
That right there stops most people.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And
So
then,
the
yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, it could bring up a lot, it could churn up a lot of stuff. So I would not suggest going through that alone.
No,
You
absolutely
need
not. Yeah.
help
And I
through
didn't
that
go through it
process.
alone. I had a combination of counselors, a really awesome friends and family as well. And you're right. I love what you said. Yeah, we can't, although a lot of the work at that stage is internal, and
It is.
it definitely is things that you have to work out yourself. It is really productive to have a sounding board or have somebody who is there just to even give you a hug if you need it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
because it can get lonely and it can get scary and it can get very difficult at times, and you're going to want to quit going
Right.
through that process, and you need someone to even just, what
Ah,
am I doing?
yeah.
Why?
Yeah,
You need
or
somebody.
there was one part I remember, with my friend, I was talking, I'm like, I'm I was on a pity party where I'm like, oh my gosh, things are not going right. And she's like, well, just pick yourself up and get going. And I'm like, okay.
Okay. Okay.
And now I do the same for other people. So you
Yeah, you've
definitely
been there
learn
for
from
me
that.
too. You've done that for me too, time
Oh,
or two.
oh, right
Yeah,
back at you.
yeah. And then number three, after
Number
you've gone
three, okay,
through the
so
bit of
we've
despair,
identified it. We've worked through the fear. So we've taken our blanket off. We have that little spark. And the third step is to have faith.
mm,
Just like Martin Luther King says, right? Faith is taking the first step when you can't see the whole staircase. Well, that is so true for this. And faith is taking your little spark, your gift, the gift that's you, and just putting a little blow of air on it. And what does it do? It
starts to
just
grow.
grows. It just grows and grows and grows, and it is starting to light up the world. So that is so important. And you showed me a vision board, and I absolutely love that. And that is part of how I develop faith in my gifts and my abilities, is by doing, vision boards and meditation, and even yoga is really,
Mhm.
really productive for me.
Yeah. You know what that just talking about that process once you've identified it. So then you have to like figure out, well, what training do I need?
Uh-huh.
What resources do I already have that I can tap into? Because that's your raw material. That
Sure.
little spark is that raw material that now
Yeah.
you have to cultivate And that's blowing that air on it. It's cultivating it and nurturing the gift and being able to see it grow and develop. And once in a while, someone might come and try to snuff it out, but you gotta go, you know what? We've
Yep.
got, you gotta protect your little gift. So, and that's where your tribe and your community come in as well to help you
True.
nurture that gift. And
Right.
so I love that. I love that. It it reminds me of one of my favorite shows that the kids and I, when they were younger, used to watch is The Last Airbender, the Avatar Last Airbender with
Oh,
Aang.
love that.
And when he was learning to firebend, and they had the little fire and they're going up the stairs and his fire went out. He's like trying to get Zuko. He's like, give me some of your fire. My fire went out. He's like, you can't have any of my fire.
You know, and that is a good example, isn't it? Like, you
Yeah.
know, you and I have been friends for so long. I mean, I know I am confident that if my fire started to wane a little bit, you'd be right there, you
Yeah,
know,
here
and
has some of
vice
my
versa.
fire, right? It's like, so we having the right community around that can
Sure.
help reignite that spark, like keep your pilot light going so that until you can nurture it and strengthen it enough that, you know, it becomes a blaze. Like
Yes.
I still think my gift is growing. It's not yet a wildfire. It's not yet a blaze, but I can see the wildfire coming.
Right.
I can see the
Yeah.
blaze, it
You
getting
feel
bigger
it.
and bigger, right? And that's why I
Yeah.
wear red everywhere because it's like a blaze. It's like
Right.
fire.
Right. I love that. I love that. So
Oh my gosh. So once we've done that, you said maybe there's a fourth step.
yes, there it definitely is a fourth step. And that step, and this is the fun step because you have that faith now, you've blown on your gift, your fire is now just blazing, and now is freedom. It's the
Ooh.
last F, and it's freedom. You know, you now have the freedom to walk around and share gifts and talk to
Mhm.
people and really help people who are below you just starting the process and identifying their own gifts, lift them up with you so
Mhm.
they can join you. You know, it's like you know the cliche of the caterpillar and the butterfly, right? I think it was Marilyn Monroe said something to the effect that, you know, um, sometimes things fall apart like the caterpillar. It turns into the goo when it goes into the chrysalis, so that better things fall together, and that's your butterfly. So, you
Mm.
know, we have to have the last step is freedom, that freedom to be that butterfly, to fly and to express your gifts, to share your gifts. I guess that is the last step in a nutshell, is to, now that you've nurtured everything, you've grown it, you acknowledge it, you love it, now it's time to share it with the
To
world
share it.
because
And
you are a gift.
and that's when it becomes a true gift because now you're giving it back to the world.
Right.
Oh, I
Paying
love
it
it. I
forward.
really love
You
it.
know, it's so funny because there was today
Mhm.
I was at the gas station, and there was a gentleman that was in the pump next to me, and he came over to me and he's like, "Oh my gosh, I am so embarrassed." He said, "I don't I totally left my wallet. My wife's not answering her phone, you know, all of this." And I could tell that he was on the up and up. You know, I just could sense he was honest. So, you know, I gave him $20, and he looks at me in the eye and he goes, "You know what?" He says, "I am going to pay this forward." And,
Hmm.
you know, that's all that to me was him spreading his gift, his light, is that
Yeah.
he acknowledged that, you know what, now that, you know, he needed to express his gift and pay it forward. And that just made me feel like, wow, that's
Oh.
wonderful.
And that's the next thing that I'm going to do for my birthday celebration. You know, I'm on the 55 countdown, 55 days to
Ooh,
55. I'll
wow.
be 55 in a month. And so I always do something at the beginning of May where people pay it forward. So thank you for that. We'll be if you connect with me on social media, you'll start seeing my countdown every day.
Oh,
I'm
I'd
doing a
love to see
video every
that.
day for my countdown to 55. So yeah, so that's one of them. Definitely paying it
Oh,
forward. Every year
yeah.
I do that one where you pay it forward to someone else or do something in kind to someone else that cannot repay you. You know, you're just doing it out of the goodness of your heart.
Yeah.
Shelley, I don't know where the time went. We
Oh
are
my
out of
goodness.
time
I
for the
know.
show.
Look what happens.
I know it's crazy, but I want to say thank you so much for joining me today, and you're welcome back anytime.
Oh,
Anytime you can
thank
come back on the
you.
show, and I just want to share with everyone that you are a gift.
Mhm.
So go out and share your brilliance with the world. And with that, I want to say every day, do something to identify that gift in you. Do one thing to step out with audacious confidence. I'll see you next time on another episode of Unleash Your Audacious Confidence here on Win Win Women TV. Bye, everybody. Mwah.